Oh man, what's the hotkey? What's the hotkey? I don't know what the hotkey is. I'll do it by mouse. Yeah, there we go. Oh, why did it stop? Why did they make it stop? Oh, that's such a cool console intro that they then immediately deflate all the fun of before it's even over. Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Super Bunny Hop Super Sad Super Poverty stream. My name is George Weedman. I'm trying to raise money for myself and my neighbors who are in great need, which you might have heard about this morning. If you haven't seen it, go check out the YouTube channel. There's a very interesting video that everyone is loving that is going to a good cause to directly help out someone who needs money to get money where it is needed. Game feed is all black. Oh, of course! Of course it is! What did I... Well, not in OBS it isn't. What is going on? No. Yeah, I don't know. It looks fine to me now. Okay, no, it's just because Twitch chat is like 60 seconds or so behind. I think the game feed was technically not black. You just were seeing a frustratingly lengthy Sega CD pure black loading screen, as is often the case. I'm wondering why Eddie is also scratching the side of my desk. Oh, hope all is well for all. Me too. The game can be frustrating. There's a lot of scenes where you have to do literally everything before an unrelated cutscene plays. I also... Oh my... Okay, good. We're at least in full screen mode. The emulator that I'm using has the hotkeys set up kind of weird. I also had some issues managing my save game since the last stream. Oh, oopsie whoopsie, look at this. You remember how I played about 3 hours and 50 minutes last time? Well, I guess... Since I loaded through my save states to check to see what save states I made, the emulator decided to forget the long saves, the traditional saves, the normal saves that would be here on this menu. And I guess last week when I turned the game off, I forgot to make a save state before shutting the emulator off. So we gotta make we gotta make up for some lost progress. Luckily for us, this is the kind of game where there's only like 3 things we gotta click on, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna remember exactly what they are. Look around the room, maybe? Okay, maybe I don't remember exactly what they are, but I have a good enough idea that I think we can make back our lost progress in an extremely fast amount of time. Because in the tradition of point-and-click adventures, you can spend like an hour clicking on every single thing. Possessions, use, disk. And once you know what to do, though, you can mash through all the text and immediately make up back. If you know what to do, you can play through like these whole entire games in like an hour and a half.
Snatcher investigation.
Yeah, image frozen on title screen. No, God.
Why are snatchers nocturnal?
Wait, is it? On my end, it's not. Okay, but on Twitch it... What the hell is going on? I think it's the full screen mode. It must be. Oh, Jesus Christ. Alright, tools... Input... No, not input. Hotkeys are different concepts. Pseudo full screen is F11. Whatever the hell is going on here is something I can't really see very well myself on my end. Oh, God. And now I've lost track of where the F11 key is in the dark. Whew. It's moving on the text now. Weird. Now it's fine. I think the feed is not moving from the title screen. Now it's fine. Is it fine, though? Did you see me go in the office and click on the dialogue menus? Is the text scrolling? I'm gonna wave my arms around in a wild way that I should be able to see on my cell phone, because I do not have 2 screens to do this, and I don't want 2 screens. Not unless I genuinely had more than enough money to rest easy with and more than enough desk space is another thing. Okay. Am I seeing my arms wave around? Keyboard with a backlight, they exist. Thank you so much for telling me. I've only bought like 3 of those in my entire life and they're unreliable. They break after a year or 2. I had one last year and it broke after a year or 2. Yeah, we're frozen. We're frozen. Flashlight, F11. I don't want to play in windowed mode. God, this is so disappointing. Window capture, properties, capture method. Fucking bit, let's see what that does. Maybe that'll work. F11, alright. Turn the flashlight off. And check to see if it's working on Twitch when I wave my arms around. Oh god, I'm waving my arms around. Okay, now is the text scrolling? For tweeting artificial skin. It's not! It's not! It's still fucking frozen again! Ah! Okay. OBS. Window capture. Let's try capture method Windows 10. Okay. Waving my arms. So that's it, huh? He found, and no doubt, Jan, and no, okay, are we seeing the screen change? Now we're in the office, there's blue hair girl. Move, look, investigate. I don't think it's working. Why is it not? It's not even in a real full screen mode. It's in a pseudo full screen mode, which I guess is the emulator's version of borderless. And oh man. Okay, maybe if I play Maxima, I can't do this in the dark. Okay. Maybe if I do this in a maximized window, it won't look ugly enough for me to... Can I, like, also turn off this thing where it's pausing when I alt-tab out? I don't want that right now. Video, audio, options, autosave, format... No, never mind. I'm wasting too much time doing this. Waving my arms. I'm going up and down the list. While I'm waving my hand. Only one hand, because I gotta use my other hand for the controller. Is the list going up and down? Yes, it is. Okay. Oh man, there's a distracting orange square capturing the window too because I'm using the wrong capture method. Let me troubleshoot this with bit again. Okay, the orange border went away, but I still am seeing a big ugly taskbar and menu bar that I don't want to see. Waving, going up and down. I'm just going down. I'm not even going up anymore. I don't have the... It's frozen. All right, well at least we're like making our way down the troubleshoot method. Bit automatic. Okay, now let's wave. We're not seeing that annoying bit. Good for you. I don't want to see the annoying bit. I don't want to see the annoying bit on my end. But I'm going to have to see a little bit of annoying bit. I don't know if you can see from the reflection of my glasses, but the title bar, the menu bar of the emulators are on screen, and it's just... I'm tired of this. I'm tired of things not working. What happened? 10 years ago, everything worked. Now nothing works. Windows 10 itself doesn't even want to work because they want to sell you Windows 11. I'm so tired. So tired. So if we look around the office at the desk, I think we'll get the options to take those things. Bottle, photograph. Maybe investigate bottle. Yeah, cool. Wait, don't I take the bottle? And the photo? Okay, we took the bottle, now the photo. Now we look at the window, as opposed to investigate the window, which can be quite misleading because apparently looking makes your character take a longer, harder look at the window instead of a quick cursory glance. Oh my god, her face looks so weird.
A snatcher, maybe. Katrina, you stay here.
No, I think we investigate bushes. Become Alice. No, we don't save just yet. The shadow. I feel like I clicked that twice.
What? Ah, it's just a crow.
Stupid bird.
Huh? Oh. I was about to say I don't remember it, but that's because it wasn't a big a deal. Okay, I think we can go back home now. Move to exit. Yeah.
Let me give you my address and video phone number. Now give me a call if anything comes up.
Thanks again, Mr. Seeb. Take care.
You know what? If I take my glasses off, it might make the game look better, but I don't know. I need to know where my fingers are going to be hitting keyboard buttons in the dark. Turbo cycle, right. And that's probably higher priority in the grand scheme of... Okay, Junker HQ, and then we ask the police chief for hints, just to confirm that we're done at house. And I think we'll be back where we left off pretty much, right? Except for going through a crapload of dialogue options with a wife who hates us, which I don't think got us anywhere. I feel like last week I was playing this game in full screen mode fine. Is it the game capture in OBS? I don't see it on the list. Hey, there is a game capture option on the list. Hey, who's ready for more troubleshooting? I know I'm not. Yeah, it doesn't seem to wanna capture it. Capture. Great, RGB color space. Da-da. No, it's pseudo full screen. Da-da. Okay, I'm gonna wave my hands. I see it captured in OBS. Is our cursor going down the list? Our cursor is going down the list! Okay, so this is how I must have done it last week. I must have used the game capture. Okay. Alright, I think we can go to the... Ah! Why'd my phone go off? I need to set it to silent. Wait, I might actually need to do this right now. Chief's office. I might have to pause the stream for a while. Yeah, I think I have to pause the stream for a while. I'm gonna have to pause the stream for a while. What should I leave on the screen while I am gone? Snatcher. entire soundtrack. There might be some spoilers in here that I am not going to hear. Okay, OBS, screen capture turn off, window capture turn on. Wait, maybe I should like set it to that intro mode where there's no webcam thing, and then put up some text that says something like be back in 10-15 minutes. Clerical break. You can have fun trying to find out what that means. Now Windows capture, Sega CD Snatcher soundtrack, Alt drag, and crop window properly. Okay. Okay. Are we gonna make it through this? We're gonna make it through this. There we go. I'll be back in 10-15 minutes. The order's not right! The text needs to be higher than that. Where is the text? Text. There. I said there. There! Okay. Okay, I'll be back in 10 to 15 minutes. I gotta do some emergency paperwork all of a sudden. Working? Yes, it is working. Okay. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Let me get this show back on the road. Let's not hear any more spoiling music. There we go. Pause. And I'm streaming gameplay. Right. Do I have enough cable? How long was I gone? I'm glad that I at least. Hang on, my mobile phone needs to be displaying Twitch feed. I'm glad that I at least got that screen set up because hey, I'm on the webcam now. I'm sorry to report that I might need to do that again. I gotta refresh the page on my mobile phone. Okay, Volition success, picture of dog, excitable boy, Warren Zevon. It's tough to find more information on George's neighbor. I hope he talks more about her. Speak for yourself, Lemons. I did not find it very tough. Now, is OBS not capturing this game properly? Is OBS... Oh, no it's not. Why did it turn off? Did I turn it off without realizing it? I'm waving. Is it on the screen? Okay, it's on the screen. X. Did I put the border on? Nah, it's gonna screw with the contrast. I like me melting into the darkness of the cyberpunk background. Let me take a sip of sugary fruit beverage. Now a sip of fermented wheat sugary beverage. Now let me lean back and close my eyes for 5 seconds. Okay. Ask. Investigative procedure. Where they serve buffalo. Okay, he didn't say anything about the house. The Gibson house, right, that's what it was called. Which means we go to the engineering room and get some guy's phone number that's going to be important. Oh, wait, he's still drunk. Oh, fuck me. God damn it. Because you do something to wake him up, and I don't exactly remember what, but the next step in the game was to call the phone number on his bottle, and he's not going to show us it until he wakes up. Okay, maybe we ask her. Buffalo. Napoleon. Buffalo. Napoleon. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Buffalo. Napoleon. $39, 56, 44. $39, 56, 44. $39, 56, 44. $39, 56, 44. $39, 56, 44. $39, 56, 44.
Who the hell are you? I'm an acquaintance of Gibson. I need some information.
You an investigator too, huh? Can't trust him. All right, let's have the password.
The password?
Okay. We should investigate Napoleon in the Jordan system? Okay. You know, one thing I didn't do last week was type Napoleon's name into the Jordan system. So, move, computer room. And if it really is this simple, then I might want to take a pee break before going back to the computer. Load ID file. Let's type in Napoli. Oh. French director, famous signing the famous. The revolution is ended. Okay, ended. That's the password if you ask me about the revolution. Don't do encompass written after disastrous first. The 100 Days March! Yeah. 100-day reign, 100-day reign. Okay. Whatever. 100-day reign, and the revolution has ended. I'm gonna go pee, and I'll be right back. This is a fun example of how, like, when you walk away from something for a while and then come back, the answer is right in front of you in your face, because last time when you were playing the game, your mind is, like, dead set on a certain sort of solution that might not be correct. In which case, I thought I had to scour flavor text for answers, and I mean, I kind of sort of did. But I was going through every single entry until getting the one. Like, I wanted to brute force the puzzle, and it turns out that that would have been impossible. And I really just needed to type in the name of the informant that I'm going after to get the answer. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna pee. Microphone's lowered, the microphone. I was really surprised you didn't know the answers naturally from just researching Napoleon-related stuff for the creature. Oh, I'm sorry. Final 100-day reign. 100-day reign, revolution is ended as an innovation still on the passwords. They even tell it to you right to your face. Okay. Now I really hope I don't have to remember the number again. Use Metal Gear. Video phone. Ask metal number for Napoleon. Ask metal number. No! Stay on this. 39, 56, 44. Okay, so the problem in that case was mashing the A button makes the text show up fast, but when there's a tiny itty bitty little text on the screen, if you mash the A button fast, it'll just delete it. 39, 56, 44. This is 39, 56, 44. I feel like Old Snake in Metal Gear Solid 4 who can't remember the code. I think the last time George might have missed the "we should research Napoleon on Jordan" message. I might have misinterpreted it. I might have just been brain damaged from all the revolution ended or has ended. Maybe they'll take both. Ah! Alton Plaza in the EXG district. I'll see you there. Okay, give me a minute though. Oh. so tired. I'm so. Oh man. And I've got too much to think about all of a sudden from that emergency email I just got that I had to take care of. I wonder how much I might get hated for, how much bullshit I might have to put up with. That was not an emergency, that was not important. To try and do the right thing here for my condo apartment people. Now what are you gonna do? We're going to go meet Napoleon. Please don't tell me I needed to remember that text. It was like, what? Meet me at the EXG district past the PS2? I don't remember already. Move. Front. Move. Turbo cycle. Why can't they just say car or something? Go Alton Plaza. Okay. Now we go to the like PSG1 MSX 98 building or something like that. Right? I also had to click away from the Twitch chat for a second on my phone, so it looks like I might have missed something fun. It's funny to see Kojima games go from here, dial one of 10,000 numbers, versus the codec radio range versus like MGS4 and only having 2 people call the whole game. Yeah, I know it's a fancy flying tricycle. That's why they can't call it a car. I realized how stupid I was halfway through saying the question because I'm just tired. Can't stand waiting unless it's for a woman? Look for Napoleon. Great meals. Eat me! That's cute. Lucasland? Is that a Star Wars thing? Beer! That's bullshit, by the way. The guy who was on the phone is headed this way. Is that him?
Well, so, you're the new junker, eh?
You Napoleon?
Well, let's keep this short, okay? The Snatcher sees me here, and I'll be the next one eliminated.
Send Napoleon home. No, we want to talk about Buffalo. Okay. Ask about Buffalo. Yes? Something happened? What do you mean? Better let me in on what's happening. Okay, I guess, Gibson? Hang on, no. You establish a rapport first. Yeah, I remember this. One of these days, he'll say. Mysterious types! Talk, which is a different version from ask. Hey, I thought that's what would be under the ask thing. What? No, that's not what I meant. Maybe now? Follow his trail and use a little intuition. Gee, thanks. Prohibition on shooting buffalo. Wait, he wants money? Yeah, Outer Heaven. Oh boy. One of these days? Does that mean not today? Okay. 17th Street in the HS District. And... oh, will he tell me a bit more? You can't sell it yourself out? That kind of sounds like what he might have just done. Alright, let's hear you play okay. Ugh. There is. I don't see it. See an A1 store, maybe, if the pixels are right. I see an S Fight. A 106 building. Wait, isn't that a Shibuya Plaza thing? Are we done? Are we good? Let's send him home. Why do they call it year-end? Is that a Japanese thing? That's mean. Oh yeah. 556666. Oh, let's do it. 55. Ba 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 ba. I wonder if the game is going to chastise me for getting distracted from the investigation. John Doberman. Fictional? Phoenician? Good thing they make these easier to remember. Bobson Dugnut. Oh no. 396004. 396004. 39. Yeah.
The number you have reached is not in service at this time.
Was that, did I get that right? 396004?
JT&T Neo Kobe.
396004. Okay, let's get back to the regular ordinary game. Already did all those. So we go to Plato's Cavern, then Outer Heaven. Oops, I've been hitting the wrong... Wait, have I been hitting the right verb? The turbo cycle have the direction? Outer Heaven. No, we gotta go to Plato's Cavern. Hang on a second. Napoleon said that there was an advertising sign right over there when I asked for directions, which I thought meant that it was right over there. I guess we'll take a look around the Outer Heaven area and see if Plato's Cavern is next door.
Welcome to Outer Heaven. Table for one?
Move. Oh. No, 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 look. Your area. Oh my god. The phone number for the place. Oh! Oh! Okay. So maybe the signs in the background, if I'm reading, gonna be able to read the pixel art correctly, has the phone number, Gibson's, Alton Plaza, Alton Brown Plaza. Okay. I don't see numbers. Don't see numbers. Look at Advertising display neon, maybe? Investigate. Windows. Does it show up on the video in the middle? Do I need to wait? These phone numbers are also like 6 digits. I don't know if they could really display 691170, 691170, 691170, 691170. Ba-dum-bum-bum, 691170. I did it.
Thank you for calling Plato's Cavern, the store with everything. May I help you?
Okay. Any other black market shop? Jeez. You just went and said it out loud, huh? Turbo cycle. Turbo cycle. Plato's Cavern. I get it. What do you mean? What does the logo have to do with Plato's Cavern? Because the bottom triangles or diamonds, the diamonds on the bottom are darker than the ones on the top, like a shadow? More like a small city than one floor. Everything in this area is part of... Wait. Wait, smell? Smell was on the list? That's cute. I'm trying to press it. What's going on? What's going on? Uh-oh. I think OBS is a little frozen. I can't move my controller. God damn, what's going on now? Smell button's not working. Uh-oh. Did we... Firefox is not responding? Testing, testing. OBS is still giving me audio waveforms. Okay, I can move windows around in Firefox, but Firefox crashed. Sank too hard. Webcam is fine. Let me find the F11 button here. Settings, a save state in slot 2. I really hope that actually worked. Can we use keyboard controls? Settings. Okay, okay, now Firefox has woken up again. Now game is back. Maybe for you guys, but I'm not able to control it. What was that? What happened? A, B, C. It forgot about my controller plugged in. It forgot that my controller was plugged in. It's just always fucking something. Let me get keyboard input going. X. There, assign. Start. Okay, we've got input back. Let me make a save just in case. Boy, oh boy, I'm Georging out tonight. I'm gonna go to the bathroom again. Ew. Save state, alt 1. I think I need a easier hotkey. Full screen, pseudo full screen. We're doing F. We are F. Alpha. Okay. Now how about OBS? OBS, the preview's still frozen in OBS, but I think it's still working fine. Everything else that matters. Let's wave around while moving the menu all the way down. I'm waving my hand in front of the webcam and I'm looking at... Yeah, cool, cool. All right, we're good. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, okay, I just got a donation. I need to check the $25 for the George Fund. Thank you, Trig. Thank you very, very, very. That will help me relax a bit. Smell. I was just gonna smell. Smells good. Food vendor. Smells good. How does the robot know? Now I'm getting hungry too. Investigate. Mark? What does that mark mean? Okay, black market with billboards. They're pretty daring. One of those unwritten understandings. Are you sure it's not like a novelty? Like it's not a real black market, but they're just using edgy marketing for it? Investigate. Mark. Something like the Konami. Oh, was that another donation? That's a different audio cue than the previous one. Log in with Twitch. And events. Yeah, it was Triggs. $25. Thank you. Thank you very much. Helps me give a little bit less bucks. Okay, back to game. They're probably under the same management. That's hilarious. So it is an in-game joke that the giant Japanese mega corporation owns both the police and the crime, and because the Junker HQ is in the Konami building, if I remember right, and I think they make video games and computers in the game universe too. Like the real life Konami exists as the same entity as the fictional one. Anyways, let me just stop talking and pay attention to the game. Questionable. Did we question them? Get out of the way, I'm walking here. Ouch. So wait, are they saying it's full of loud, smelly, rude foreigners? Sure does not seem like Japan. Mark, area, look at all these people, just like the black markets after the war. What is he talking about? World War III? It took place in Siberia for 6 months with relatively little casualties. They're scared of all the foreigners. God, come on, grow a spine. Everyone who cannot get a permit is here. Apparently money is all you need to make a purchase. Imagine that, what a concept. So, our Metal Gear buddy is like a xenophobic Japanese, prude. And Gillian seems like he doesn't care either which way. You're supposed to be playing as a foreigner, but it's still for a Japanese audience. Area food. Can we eat food? Can smell food. You drop your favorite pizza into soup. I don't understand. I don't understand Neo Kobe pizza. Yes, of course, Gillian's also very, very horny, we know. Right over there. A latent appliance fetish. Yeah, I'm kind of curious. Cause like maybe they make the soup in a kind of way where it's real thick and sticky so it sticks onto the pizza and you like complement it with something. I don't know, I'm wondering if like dipping regular ordinary pizza into regular ordinary tomato soup, would it really do anything that you can't just do with regular pizza though?
Alright, let's try one of these floating pizza things.
Floating? Because I was also imagining dipping.
Neo Kobe pizzas.
2 coming up. You gotta put it in the soup yourself, okay?
Okay, here we go, Metal. Here's yours.
How long has he lived here?
Count of 3, okay?
And he's never tried it.
If they stay in too long.
No problem. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Very good. Now in a few seconds they'll come floating up. When they do, pull yours out right away, okay? Don't.
So it's not finger food, or is it? Do you like dip your hands in the soup?
Come on.
That's the primary advantage of pizza.
Hey, here comes one. Oh, that's mine. Come here, you.
Steak
Nice
S.
snag there,
Aw.
Metal. Hey, where's mine?
Okay, so like a cheesy soup?
Usual.
Oh.
I guess.
I wonder what the problem is.
I want my pizza. Where's my pizza?
I like that line.
What's the problem? Yours not coming back up?
My pizza?
Hey, really sorry about that. Happens every now and then. You'll forgive us there, won't you now, buddy?
So,
Gillian, perhaps we should go.
my Neo Kobe pizza. It sank just like the rest of this.
Then
city's
use a spoon.
Let's get going, Gillian.
Just use it.
I can't believe that. I'll never waste my money on one of those stupid things again.
The idea behind the utensils is confusing me, because if he's mad that his pizza that he dunked in the soup didn't come back to the surface, then I would imagine that you use a spoon or something. And I would imagine that they give you a spoon or something, because it sounds like if you're not dipping the pizza, but dunking the pizza in the soup so that it floats back up to the top after soaking some up, you would not want to use your fingers. Which kind of sort of defeats the point of pizza, as well as street food, where you're supposed to be walking around a dirty, nasty street eating something quickly that can be thrown away quickly. So, but flavor-wise, I am starting to visualize something, assuming that the pizza has relatively little toppings, and that the soup is a very creamy, sticky, cream-based soup, in which case a cheesy soup would actually fit the bill. So if you had, like, old world Napoleonic Naples. If you had Naples pizza that doesn't have a lot of toppings on it and is kind of just like the flatbread with an extremely thin layer of tomato and a maybe even thicker layer of greens and basil or something that was relatively crusted up and dried, and then you dip that into cheesy soup for 3 or 4 seconds, and then pull it out and eat it with your fingers. Maybe I can kind of get it, but it would still take 2 hands, so you're walking down the street with both your hands full. I mean, sometimes street food works like that, you know, the takoyaki balls, you kind of pick them with the toothpick and then dip them into something. So I'm starting to visualize something here, but the word pizza doesn't necessarily mean what it would in America for this to work right, because if the pizza was gooped up with sauce and toppings and such, that would probably fall apart 3 seconds into a soup. But if we're talking more like flavored flatbread with the toppings baked in, intensely baked in with enough dryness or something, then yeah, I kind of get it. It's like a fancier crouton. You're making a fancy crouton. You're basically making soup with croutons, except there's one giant crouton, and that's primarily the point of the dish. But he should have asked for a spoon or something. That's an easier problem to solve. You don't gotta be a whiny baby about it, Gillian. Come on, just put the bowl up to your mouth and drink it, and then fish out the hunk of bread at the bottom when you're done. What a whiny baby. The robot's being a whiny baby about spooky, scary foreigners bumping into them on their way to go do something, and Gillian's being a stupid, whiny baby about his Neo Kobe pizza getting soggy. Okay, I think we're all done with that. Move. Enter store. I always assume basic cheese pizza dunked into basic chicken soup. I don't know if chicken soup would work. It's gotta be sticky. Well, then again, like cream of chicken, maybe, sure, but like not chicken noodle soup. Also, I guess it could work if the bread was rolled over with like a spiky roller so that there were little holes to catch toppings on. That way it might pull a noodle or 2 out if you are thinking chicken noodle soup. So what I'm visualizing right now is more like barely toppinged flatbread, which would be more like old world European, Italian, Naples pizza, Napoleonic pizza, dipped inside a creamy cream of something soup, a cream of cheese soup, a cream of chicken soup, maybe a cream of mushroom soup. But what I am visualizing in my mind, the soup has to be creamy and thick and sticky, and the bread has to be not totally underdeveloped pizza, but relatively. Like if you had a bunch of liquid already on it, it would fall apart under the sogginess. Oh, asks, do we want the mummy or do we want the... What would be the one to the right of the mummy? Mummy. I guess it kind of looks like the talking face on Legends of the Hidden Temple from Nickelodeon in the 90s. Fed crouton should elegantly melt into the soup. French onion soup. Yeah, French onion soup. But you eat that with a spoon and a fork. And the vendor did not give it. So I'm also visualizing finger food where you dip it instead of pop it in there. Napoleonic pizza. Neapolitan. You don't say it like that, though. Like the ice cream and the pizza from Naples has a weird pronunciation compared to how it's spelled. Neapolitan ice cream. Napoleon. Naples. I've never heard it said out loud, and I'm trying, like Neapolitan, I'm trying to remember how I have heard it said out loud, because it's different than how it's spelled. Creamy, thick broth as opposed to a soup with a half-dissolved pizza slice in it. Yum. At that point, just make a bread bowl. The notes in Discord remind me of scallion pancake pizza. Moai, yeah, Naples sir. Happiness? Can't buy that with ask. Buffalo cuisine. We just want to buy a mask. Buy. Look. Wall. Yeah. Those Easter Island faces. Yeah, Moai statues. I want to be a Moai. Buy. Ask. Rick Bakery? Rick Bakery. That is a Japanese game designer trying to come up with a Western name. Are you gonna disappear from the background? Do we have to use our cash? Alright, let's see what the flavor text says before we get out of here. Oh, hey, look, more background. Fortress of Consumerism. Is he a Jawa from Star Wars? Isn't that a difference between the Western and Japanese versions of Snatcher? Is that the Japanese versions play it a little more dangerously with copyrights? Joke on Rick Baker. The effects are from Gremlins 2 and the MIB series. Oh! Rick Bakery. What if it was Dick Maker? Or Dick Grater? Or Blick Baker? I'm gonna shut up now. Ugh. I knew? Well, it's good that they're still around, I guess. Huh. Rick Bakery. It's against international law here in the black market. We love following international law. Uh-oh. Chinese doctor. He bought our whole stock of it. Is he talking about Napoleon? Can I get some more of that? That sounded actually interesting. I'm happy that I picked the, like, useful thing there. Sunscreen. So, a lot of snatchers shop for sunscreen here. I'm guessing is what that means. Little guy with a beard, some guy who looked Jewish. They bought them all, the whole box up. So is Napoleon doing business both with the Junkers and the Snatchers? The plot congeals. Alright, so now let's go to Turbo Cycle and then Outer Heaven. Dressed in white and had a stethoscope. I don't know about you, but with the with the style of character design that he's already dressed in, I feel like I was immediately connecting the two with the words Chinese doctor. Alright, possessions. Use. Ask. Now ask. Ah, crap. I pressed the wrong one again because I was mashing A. I guess all the hair is making him sneeze. Wait, was that all Gillian saying that? Or was it Metal Gear saying that? Is there gonna be a twist where it's like his actual face and he's a real Wolfman or something? Alright, I guess we've done everything. Oh wait, maybe I can show him something interesting. Show him the mask. What else might be interesting? dot dot dot. So let's try asking about the buffalo. I wanted to save that for last in case it pisses him off. Oh. He takes it up and water just pours out. Alright, I feel like this is where I remembered leaving off playing this game 12 or 13 years ago. But I do not remember... Oh look, it's... in the lower right, it's Robbie Rocket Mouse or whatever. And in the middle center, it's Contra Man. I feel like I should recognize the one in the center left with the kind of bushy foliage looking hair. But yeah, that's another thing. In other versions of the game, in the Japanese versions of Snatcher, there are more obviously copyrighted characters. I think you see Darth Vader sitting around in the bar here. Customers. Dancer. Is Metal Gear hornier than... No, Metal Gear is not hornier than Gil. But is Metal Gear horny in general? That's a Xenomorph and the Guyver. Yeah, I think in the Japanese versions, Darth Vader and a Xenomorph are here. The Guyver, is that... I don't think I'd recognize the Guyver. I recognize the name, but would not recognize the character. Also, this speech is looping frustratingly fast. From a classic late 20th century video game. What do you mean? What do you mean? There's a Ridley Scott alien in Japan. Cobra the adventure ass scene. Gomon? Question mark? For the War of the Wolves. Reading cement. When the Wolfman was a child, he saw a rabid wolf in the wild. After the war, the wolf saved him from eating cement. It's perverted instead of horny. Sniper Wolf, Vamp, Eva, and the BBs. So, are there some kind of characters I should recognize? Because the guy on the very left, lower left of the frame, do I got mouse cursor? I don't got mouse cursor. But this, like, vampire-looking guy, it can't possibly be Dracula. Is that Dracula? There's some Dracula-looking guy. Wait, and that might be Simon Belmont. Is that actually Dracula and Simon Belmont in the left drinking green martinis, green teenies in the lower left? I don't remember the name of the guy in the lower right, but the archetypical 90s video game character platformer guy, I absolutely recognize him. His name is like Rimblo Plimblo, Roger Rocket Rabbit, something like that. That's totally the two Contra brothers in lower left middle, and I'm going to assume that that's Dracula and Simon Belmont in the lower extreme left. But there's someone between them with spiky bushy hair, who I feel like, the memory is hazy. I don't have memories of the game because I wasn't a Sega kid growing up. That's not true. I had a Sega Dreamcast and I loved it in 1999 and 2000. But before then, if I was playing Sega games before then, I would know who that was. I feel like I've seen him on box art. I've seen him in magazine ads. Spiky hair is Gomon. Spiky hair, I think, is Gomon. Symphony of Night was still in development for the 32X. Gillian is that uncomfortable kind of perverted where he won't take no for an answer if you don't want him to. Yeah, I've noticed that. There's talking about this. But I think Metal Gear was more excited about being able to look at this dancer's butt than Gillian was. Into old-time nostalgia. So what would this be like? If they were into video games from the 90s and the cyberpunk future of the 2050s, then that would be like 50-60. No, it kind of makes sense. That would be like people in the cyberpunk future of the 2020s being into nostalgia from the 60s, which I guess kind of exists around here. I just engaged in some form of that, right? One of the most interesting comments I've seen in the fallout of this Tammy Roche video I did was baby boomers on Facebook talking about how Tammy Roche back in the 60s performed at a strip club that was attached to a church that had a Catholic school operating in it. And so the boys would be like trying to peep in the club on their way to school, and the guard, whatever it was called back in the day, would say, "Hey kid, get the hell out of here," in a movie-friendly mid-century transatlantic voice. The people who run this place must really be into old-time nostalgia. Okay, now also, video games were like a kind of sort of niche children's entertainment for nerdy children in the 90s. So, in the 60s, what were nerdy children into? Clutch Cargo? Model rockets? NASA? Could you imagine a sexy nightclub in the 2020s having NASA night? Could you imagine a sexy nightclub in the 2020s having, Who is that pianist who sang the periodic table? We'll all go together when we go. It's possible. One could imagine a weird, sexy nightclub for one weird specific night having a niche nostalgia from 60 years ago party. This might have been weirder to accept at face value in earlier decades than in this one. Then again, cosplay may have started in the 60s. Was Star Trek airing in the 60s? Yes! Yes, it was. Superman. Star Trek, yeah. Yeah, it is pretty easy to imagine a sexy nightclub in the 2020s having Star Trek night for like one night a year, maybe when the nerd conventions are in town. We just happen to show up on the one night of a year where they're having nerdy nostalgia night at the sexy, saucy, sinful nightclub. This is plausible. This is actually kind of believable. I can't imagine them doing this every single night, but I guess it also makes the adventure that we're on, the cyberpunk detective adventure, feel a little more special that we happen to show up on nostalgia for modern current day entertainment night. That's cool. That's really cool. I like this game. The puzzles are frustrating, the dialogue system is frustrating, the menu system's frustrating, but it's a Kojima game. It's got a lot of personality that is really overthought out. Can we investigate the dancer? No, we can't investigate the dancer. ... maybe we gotta click the other options first. Masquerade Hour. When are you going home? I guess if you were playing this in Japanese, it wouldn't sound so annoying. Sparkster, they just tell you! Wait, Mr. Ueda? Isn't that a, Japanese video game executive who might have worked for Sega back then but might work for Sony now? That's the manager. Watch it. What's your problem? The customer wasn't carrying anything suspicious. What? Oh. Investigate customers. Can I look at customers? Oh my god, are we like searching them? Sparkster. Sparkster. The guy who fought against the evil pigs from the Devatindos. What's his name? Spinster, Spunkster, Sparkster. Spinster, Blimpster. Sparkster. Oh wait, I think he just said it. Rocket Knight. Rocket Knight! Not Robbie Rocket. It's Rocket Knight. Rocket Knight Chronicles, right? Gomon. Spiky haircut. Those designers are really... Yeah, it's real rebellious to have your hair have a very expensive, difficult to maintain style that does advertising for a corporate mascot product for you, isn't it, my fellow bikers? A character from the controversial video game Lethal Enforcers. 2 senators from the United States started a 2-man crusade against video game violence. Those 2 senators were later voted out of office in a humiliating landslide. The constituents cited that they wanted representatives who would do something about real violence. Oh yeah. A whole generation of imitations. I don't know if that quite happened, but at the time they were making this game, everything they just said was in the news and true. A lot of companies produced inferior copies, but none matched the success of the original. Also, it's weird that, like, as big a deal as that game was for maybe 8 months in 1992, no one really remembers Lethal Enforcers. I guess because it didn't spawn a big franchise and everything, but was it actually good? I've never actually played Lethal Enforcers. The game was used at the Academy for training purposes? Oh my god, this is 14 years old and thinking it's deep. So when they were writing that, Jeremy Blostein probably thought that he was really saying something that hadn't been said before, wasn't he? So Ueda is not a Japanese name, a name of a real Japanese video game executive. It's one of the 2 characters from Lethal Enforcers. I remember renting Lethal Enforcers with the gun in a big-ass briefcase from Blockbuster. This version exists because localizing Snatcher was cheaper than making a Lethal Enforcers sequel. Oh good, that one's not an emergency. This version exists because localizing Snatcher was cheaper than making Lethal Enforcers sequel. Snatcher definitely didn't have the appeal though. Lethal Enforcers was spicy. It I think I remember it being fully 3D too. Weren't there polygons and stuff instead of pixel art? When this game came out in 96, was it 96 for the Sega Saturn or was it 98? Everyone wanted to play 3D games with polygons. Quake came out, so pixel art started looking obsolete by the time this came out. I mean, this is a re-release, a remake, a remaster, pick a noun, of a PC game, an MSX game from 1988. So this is already chopped liver by the time it's out. I don't know if they really could have pursued the Lethal Enforcers demographic with this right here. Chinese boss from Lethal Enforcers. Oh, okay. Contra is just called Contra? Is dressed up as the Contra character. I'm starting to sense a theme here. This is so cute. I love it. Boy, us famous, memorable Konami characters from the hit, memorable mega IP franchise. Us famous, iconic, representative characters of the huge Snatcher cinematic universe sure do feel out of place in this Outer Heaven club. That is ironic, actually. You and I are pretty out of place among these Konami characters, huh, Metal Gear? I wouldn't say that. As a matter of fact, I suspect that we fit in much better than you realize. Oh, that is cute. Wow. They're pretty suspicious looking. Wait, how old is Gillian? Even take... What am I talking about? I wasn't even born then. I must be thinking about something else. Could jump off the stairs. Everyone felt that way. It was very frustrating. I want to email Jeremy Blostein and tell him thank you for that. Wow, that was a suicide joke that was actually funny. I gotta pee. I'll be right back. That was a wonderful little snippet of edgy video game magazine humor. Yeah, I feel like a crusty old man who's gonna say something like, "Whoa, you can't joke about that anymore," but it's like, it just seems relatively harmless and wholesome because they're talking about a 16-bit side-scroller video game from the 90s that was very popular and well known by millions, and also not controversial and edgy like Lethal and... Woo. Okay, I'm back. The statistical rates of children suddenly exclaiming profanities and abusing people in Bugs Bunny costumes. Ronald Reagan! One of the main characters from Contra, Ronald Reagan. There was a sequel to Lethal Enforcers. It's a Western-themed railgun shooter. Oh, man. This is This is wonderful. When this game is moving and you're not stuck at a puzzle, it is wonderful. Customers, did we do everyone? Wait, no, we didn't investigate them. We only looked at them. That's different. I wanna see if we can investigate the dancer, though. How horny are we gonna get here, live on stream in front of everyone? Investigate customers. Oh man. All right, let's start. What are you doing? Couldn't learn. Come on. Hey, he's doing the thing. What are we hoping to learn from investigating these? I just want to see their pose. Contra. Look at the little martini he's holding. I also love that they're called Contra. Like, they don't try to come up with some kind of name like Bimmy or Jimmy or something. The whole entire conversation was just like, oh look, it's those two famous video game characters, Contra, from the famous video game Contra. They're dressed up as Contra and his friend Contra, which you can play as in the game Contra. Cut that out. What do you think you're doing? Also, there's some incredible irony going on here. That out of all the characters that we're looking at, probably the only one here, the one in this scene teleologically, diegetically, that has the most recognition power out of everyone in this room is probably the robot Metal Gear Mark II. Because of all the games that we're looking at right now, I don't think any single one of them would have sold as many copies as Metal Gear Solid 4 sold alone. Therefore, a relatively minor robot sidekick machine that didn't really have a personality in that game like it does here might at least be more recognizable to more children who are actually, come to think of it now, like, kind of grown up, because the PS3 was a while ago, wasn't it? Then these particular designs of Contra and Castlevania, even though they might actually have more worldwide recognition power. What am I trying to say? The one character in this scene who still feels relevant to a game that I played this year is the little Metal Gear robot, because I did not play and enjoy a Castlevania this year, I did not play and enjoy a Contra this year, and those are the two second most popular games here. A character from the actual Metal Gear Solid franchises in the bar here. He's not on screen, but it's your little robot friend who's just plain old named Metal Gear. The club is named Outer Heaven. The irony, I think, is that when kids were playing this, they would not have known that what you do not see on the frame would end up becoming a more popular point of cultural reference than these pop culture reference characters that are actually on the screen. Therefore, what's the saying about dino nuggies being made out of chickens that are evolved from dinosaurs? Therefore, the false image persists in the real image, or whatever, however it goes. This is hilarious. This is a wonderful scene. Did we investigate everyone? We didn't investigate Castlevania pair. We looked, we investigated. Did we? Yes, we did. All order. Manager, dancer, customers, order, drink. Moon salt. What is that? Let's get another one. We're on duty. It makes us better at duty. No. Oh, Gillian, you're too responsible. Come on. What is the manager? Wah! He looks like one of the aliens from They Live. What is costume supposed to be? Cosmic debris. What is cosmic debris? Alright. I hate that I'm complaining about technical difficulties, but I need to Wikipedia this. This is... I cannot look away. I can't see my keyboard! Debris. Cosmic debris. It's a Frank Zappa thing? Cosmic debris character. Oh man, I'm typing so horribly in the dark here. Okay, now let me try to spell it weird because I'm still not seeing it on the Google images. Maybe this is fictional. Maybe this doesn't exist in real life. There's a Frank Zappa song named Cosmic Debris. It looks older than the game. Maybe they named something fictional after a real life song. Sacrificed himself to save. Also works with plastic dinosaurs being made out of petroleum products made of dissolved dinosaurs. In the PlayStation and Saturn versions of this game, the Contra dudes are replaced with Twinbee. Also, Sparkster is replaced by Power Pro Guy. He called the poop duty. Put on lights so we can see you. No, it's Cyberpunk. I can increase the brightness of my monitor. I hope. If it's not already at maximum. Alright, be advised, we're cranking brightness from 75% to 100%. That didn't seem to do a lot on my end, but I can also sit a little closer to the camera. Yeah, I played Deus Ex with my face coming out of the dark, and I am once again playing a cyberpunk detective adventure at night, where I would like to disappear into the dark and reappear when I'm laughing my ass off, cracking up at bad video game humor jokes. Could it be a Gradius reference? Cosmic debris in Gradius. Is that a Konami game? Cosmic debris. The AI might be wrong. Is the name of a classic 1980s video game, while the term boss debris. Cosmic debris. Yeah, Zia's Spectrum game was named Cosmic debris. The AI might have just been wrong. Debris. By John Rittman, 1983. That can't possibly be what it's talking. Okay, let's try searching Cosmic Debris. Snatcher. Oh. No results. Can I see the name again? How did they spell it? Manager. Yeah! It's really made well. Is that all we're gonna get? Maybe it's just gonna be a spooky mystery for the rest of the stream. Here's the PS1 Saturn version of Clip. Oh, okay. Thank you, Arsvark. I'm sorry for all tabbing out again, but I really want to check this out. This is fun. This is a lot of fun. This is a very fun part of the game. Oh, there's the dancer. Oh yeah, you can still recognize Dracula and Simon Belmont and Gomon, but I would have no way of knowing this one / Saturn version. Knowing the others. Also, the disco balls are different. Interesting. I wonder what version I was playing last time. It was in English, but the gore was gorier. The cockpit in your turbo cycle was more complicated. Anyways, let's get back to it. Possession. Should I show him the ID right away? Let's see how much of a hard ass he's gonna be. Isabella. Yeah, sure. She'll be dancing. Lead into the questions about the buffalo. But then again, have we kind of followed the buffalo to its logical conclusion? Maybe we should ask about Gibson. If we're gonna ask about something spicy he doesn't want to talk about. Finish questioning. Possessions show the photo. The photo might be good. Okay, well, I guess Gibson might be a spicier topic than the buffalo right now, because murder is probably worse than black market cuisine. Yeah. Alright, let's do the photo. He is being surprisingly cooperative, though, more than else I've been talking to. Paper. Oh. I'm sorry, I can't help you more. Video phone. I got nowhere here. Did I do everything? Why did they draw this whole scene if there's nothing useful to get from it?
You're in the wrong joint, buddy. Forget about the check. Just get out of my place now.
Did I lose the game? Should I reload my save? Yeah, which have customer relax. Do I have to go away and come back? Banned from the illegal nightclub. When did the English translation of the MSX one come out? Okay, let's go back. Wait for things to cool down. Let's go back to HQ and ask the police chief for a hint. ...2003, but it was updated. Okay, it was probably the MSX2 version I was playing. I remember playing with MSX2 emulation for a couple nights. That's where I first played Metal Gear 2, and boy oh boy is that version a lot unironically worse than the one they made for the PS2 for Snake Eater that keeps getting re-released nowadays. Since then. Are you making any progress? I can ask her for tips too, right? What did I find in his desk again? It's been a week. I kind of forgot. Should be able to learn something about the guy that Gibson was trying to track down. Okay, let's go back and see if they'll let us in. Move. Turbo cycle. And then Outer Heaven. No, wrong button. I feel like there's some, like, lag or something. Causing me to make a lot of misclicks. A ton of misclicks. A strange amount of misclicks have happened here. I might want to give a video of the MSX2 gameplay a try to see why in the world I remember the cockpit being different. Let's have fun on stream. Oh wait, OBS is not really working properly for me right now. So let's have fun off camera on stream. Snatcher, MSX. No, not SD Snatcher, regular ordinary Snatcher. Don't want to be deformed, we want to be regularly formed. Oh. Oh. Wait a minute. Are the graphics better on the MSX than they are on the Sega CD? Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, the YouTuber is using a filter to make the pixel art smoother. Oh, the menu is totally different. No music. Poster in the engineer's office. More obviously Marilyn Monroe. Yeah, it doesn't seem like the way you interface with the turbo cycle is really any different, but it does look like the on-screen graphics are different. This is strange. It looks like the resolution of the Sega CD version is higher, but that the pixel art of the MSX version is more detailed. It does kind of make me jealous. The text input system is definitely more detailed. Talk, here, item. Look, check, take, talk, here, item, blaster. I feel like you have more options on your keyboard in the MSX version. I'm not sure your filter is super flattering to the game's art style. There are only 3 buttons, you are correct. Okay, let's try playing with the filters then. I might be missing out on something important. CRT filter, I believe we're using Lottie's Multipass Glow. Okay, let's try using CRT One Tap Bloom. I don't know, kind of looks like the same, but with more bloom and less warp. CRT One Tap No Bloom. I don't like it as much as the one I was using previous. Now I'm used to the one I was using previously. Let's have just none. I don't like that one either. You should see some sort of fake anti-aliasing effect to emulate the CRT grills and lines. Ooh. There's a menu the emulator has called presets that might be promising. Beam simulator, CRT flash color maker, colorimetry. Ooh. Okay, what's a good one? Alton Plaza is a good one. Get some good-ass pixel art on the screen while playing with filters. This will be fun. The dithering. It might be the dithering that I'm feeling bad about missing. Because that dithering does give the scene a good sense of fake grit. Alright, hang on. Let's just see what it looks like without any... Is this really raw pixels? I don't know if it looks like it to me. This bilinear thing looks like what I would imagine a TV would look like, but not what a TV really would look like. Anamorphic is a little interesting. None of this really looks like the super detailed, super gritty, super impressive fucking SNK King of Fighters style pixel art we're looking for, though. Yeah, the 106 building in the background, how can you tell that that's a 106? It kind of looks like an A06. Is it A06 or 106? Why was I interpreting it as 106 when I had CRT LOTS turned on? Where'd LOTS go? LOTS, multipass, glow. Yeah, I like it, I like it. That looks like 106 instead of A06 now. Eat me. I'm wondering if that is the best we're gonna get. CRT lots multipass, CRT lots fast. We got the GPU power to give it the slow. CRT highly in 3D. Let's. Oh, that's definite. That is awful. Holy cow. Dun 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 dun. Ba-dum ba-bum bum 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 bum. Oh, they're kind of going off beat here. CRT Nobody looks decent, but it's not giving me the textual readability that I was getting out of the lots. Ba-da-ba-bum-bum. Potato. CRT potato filters. These might be for old computers. Well, not as good as what I was used to with the lots. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum-bum-bum. Let's see what CRT Royale. Oh. Oh! Oh my goodness. Well, we got dithering for days now. Alright, let's see what this looks like for a few seconds. I only know it's a 106 because of the 109. Yeah, my mind's eye made the reference at first glance. I don't know if it would have been able to do that through a different filter. It is a very recognizable landmark, but that text readability is definitely not coming through. There are so many of these, and it's not making it easy to just scroll through them one click at a time. We're gonna stick with lots. I'm wondering if there's just no version of Snatcher that has everything. In this version on the Sega CD, we got cool music, we got voice acting. The kids really want voice acting, but honestly, I could go without it. The pixel art is there, and it is good, and it is satisfying, but it might be somehow technically inferior than the pixel art on the PC versions, the MSX and the PC98. I remember seeing some screenshot comparisons when looking up which version to play, and the PC98 did look great. Dun 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 dun. Where was it? It was lots fast. Lots multipass glow. There it is. Yeah, made it a little darker, but the illusion of details coming through. The text is a little more readability. Text has got a little bit more readability, and I think I'm almost seeing that with the edges warped a bit, the bulging effect going on. I think the artwork is intended to account for that. The geometry of the cityscape seems like it makes a little more sense with that warping going on. Let's get back to Outer Heaven. A while to... I like the one you just had when you read my comment. I'm sorry, Arshvark. This one's good too. Snatcher wasn't PC90, it was PC88. I'm sorry for forgetting which Japanese PCs that weren't in the West were the good ones. How many days has it been? Okay, move. Go inside. Oh, right. Why does he keep sneezing? Is this important? Possessions. Use. Mask. Hang on a second here. Do I have something in my pocket that'll make him sneeze worse? Use. Mask. Oh. Yes. Guess he doesn't recognize him, though. I don't know. Maybe it's supposed to be comic relief or something. Did you take the sunscreen? Yeah. Oh, wait, are you spoiling the solutions? Multiple versions could be considered superior and different. I tried using it on the Doberman, and it didn't happen to do anything. Call manager. Sessions. Show sunscreen? He's allergic to the pollen that Snatchers release or whatever. Oh shit, so does that mean there's a Snatcher around here? Let's make a save. It's been a while. Yes, and to save myself the trouble later, I'm gonna make a save game in the emulator as save state, slot 3, perfect. I do like the look of this filter. I didn't even start questioning it until seeing footage of the MSX version. Oh, no, oh, okay. Something. A robot. Okay, ask. Oh, look. The size of those eyes. Oh my goodness, that's a weird thing to say. Wearing a mask. We're in the middle of an investigation and she's getting paid to say that. Video. Yeah. Possessions, show. There we go. Oh wait, hang on. Possessions, show. Possessions, show. Aw. Oh, we just had to hit it twice. Okay. Got sick after eating buffalo. He got sick, huh? Oh no, they're playing Metal Gear music. Ask about Gibson. Just the other day, it wasn't Masquerade. Be waiting around for one of our regulars. So that explains why it was so memorable. And as the other guy did. Okay, what about the other guy? That man. I don't know his name, but he was in here all the time. Let's have her come down to headquarters. Why do they call it a montage? Taste in men. Description. Oh, I should be taking notes. That's what this means. Do I have any spare notebook paper? Yes. Okay. Look at me, I'm like a detective. She's mad you're not being horny enough. Did we already go through this? You're moving kind of fast through the text. Yeah, kind of. I like that this is supposed to be like a big movie star and you're just chatting her up in a skeezy dive bar. Well, she's in between projects. Facial shape. Bony. Facial is bony. Really piercing gaze, threatening look. Eyes. Piercing. Threatening. I have an association with Metal Gear 2 with this music. So eyes, type of nose. I can't stop thinking about Metal Gear when I hear this. Type of nose, pointy. Like mine. Okay, interesting. Nose is pointy. And lips. She has surprisingly photographic memory. Mouth was, thin? Did she say thin lips? No, thin lips, yeah. Then we make the composite, not the montage, at the Jordan computer. Naturally flowing to the back. Naturally flowing to back, and he kind of had a big widow's peak. Widow's peak. So we didn't have a weird comb over with overgrown sides. Good to know. Man's age in his 30s. Okay. Now, do something, ask out on date. Yeah! I think we already got as much as we'll get here. Hate the strong ultraviolet in the summer. I guess that means she's not a snatcher. Investigate, show... Alright, let's see what the more pervy options are now that we got the more useful ones. Video phone number. A virtual reality job? The virtual reality hasn't fizzled out over the 20 years it's been since the VR craze of the 2019s. A couple of offers for some TV soaps. Be able to dance again for some time. Okay. Alright, there we go. That's everything we got out of there. Really masculine. Well-formed opinions! I really like a guy with well-formed opinions in video games. Well, YouTubers are really strong and masculine types. Big fan of crime dramas. Wondering if they would just be jokes. I'm telling Jamie. Oh, burnt. Okay, I think we got everything, right? Just wear anything. Oh yeah, and he's blaming all women for being different when he's talking to the professional hot sexy babe woman. Alright. Montage of the suspect, then run through Jordan to see if that's it. It would be nice if Isabel. Cool. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'm happy. I have not been stuck at a puzzle for a while. Oh, wait! If I flashed my police ID, I could have gotten out of here without having to pay the cover charge. Move, turbo cycle. Alright. I'll be right back. This is fun. I'm having fun now. I haven't been stuck at a puzzle. That means I'm having fun with Snatcher. Whee! Hooah. Okay, hello. In the 60 seconds that I was in the bathroom, I had some complicated and very important thoughts about Snatcher that I must share with the world. First of all was a thought about how funny it would be to see Gillian Seed here, if I'm remembering his name correctly, interviewing Tammy Roche for a GoFundMe promo video. Secondly is the line of reasoning where he was like the 90s video game Kojima sexism going on, where he was like, geez, women, make up your mind, after experiencing that like a professional glamour woman was not acting the same as his normal, ordinary wife who is not a professional glamour woman as part of her job. Thirdly is the thought that Snatcher did not become a franchise, did not become a big fancy IP. I don't even think it sold super duper well. I think it sold mildly well. But I think it's a very good thing that this was a one and done game that did not become Kojima's shtick for the rest of his career. Because as wonderful and lovely as this is, it's wonderful and lovely, I think, from how much I've played of it and enjoyed and gotten frustrated at so far. It's wonderful and lovely because of a lot of the usual Kojima-isms. It's the writing and the personality. Unfortunately, not the gameplay this time. The puzzles are kind of grating on me, and there's not a very satisfying... It's not an action game, so I can't really judge it too harshly on merits of real-time, frame-by-frame gameplay. But even then, in adventure puzzle games, there can be fun gameplay if all the interactions with the environment give you something interesting to think about or a silly joke to laugh at, which we've got, but also if everything that you can interact with intersects in some respect to puzzle solutions that make sense, that follow a logical solution, that are signposted to you in clear ways, and in this game they are definitely not. In one of my old videos, I said, hey, every game that Kojima... People rag on Kojima for making games that are basically movies, right? But they're wrong, because every game Kojima's ever made is also a really satisfying, kinesthetically pleasing, crunchy action game with well-designed levels and well-designed mechanics, and unfortunately I think I might be playing the one that's not. But the other stuff that's there is good, and that's the writing and the personality and like the soul and the artistry behind expressing one's personality through a strange new medium. But as well as the idea is executed, I just don't know if the idea itself is nearly as interesting as Metal Gear and where Metal Gear would go, because even back in the beginning of Metal Gear, I think you have some interesting commentary on what it means to be a real-time action game, in the sense that he was making a stealth game where you play hide and seek with bad guys, when the publisher wanted him to make a shoot 'em up where you just blast bad guys. If adventure games, point-and-click adventure games, were popular in the 90s, and visual novels were popular in the turn of the 80s to the 90s in Japan specifically, this is like contemporary and archetypical and not really as bold a departure from the formula as a lot of other big examples of the genre. It's a good one. It's a good example, don't get me wrong. But Metal Gear is more bold and experimental than I think what I'm feeling here. And another reason I'm wondering why is that even the artistry and the soulfulness of it and the writing and character and self-expression that is going on here, as fun as it is not as interesting as what we got in Metal Gear, and therefore maybe not as worth a long 25-year-long, 30-year-long franchise than what we got out of Metal Gear. Because this is an exploration of and an expression of being a horny Japanese guy who loves video games and cheesy movies. But what I'm not getting out of here are like politics. I'm not getting or a frustration with existing video games and how they depict humanity and conflict, which one could say is a certain level of politics happening even in Metal Gear 1 in 1988, was it? It couldn't have been, because Snatcher came out in 88 and he couldn't have possibly been working on both at the same time. There's some kind of an interesting alt history about how the cyberpunk future goes, but as I was giggling about it last week, it was totally called wrong. It's not a very realistic one. And I'm also just wondering if like things are a little more shallow here than they might have even been feeling in Metal Gear 1, where I think there's some kind of commentary going on about Big Boss being a neo-colonialist, in the sense that he is founding a very artificial, very short-lived nation of mercenaries in South Africa, and an already politically vulnerable part of the world with the history of overpowered Westerners coming in and trying to make fake nations that don't go very well. Whereas with Snatcher, which would have required like a certain degree of creative thought intersecting cheesy American Western movies against what sort of values and norms video games already represented in his time in the 80s. That was a really interesting result of limitations. Whereas here, it seems like he's imitating. He is just straight up imitating Terminator and Blade Runner, but with references, with expressions, references, lines upon lines of writing about also being a Japanese horny man who likes hot babes and American action movies. I.e., in other words, relatively shallow base instinct things that are fun, sure. I don't aim to be ragging on the simpler pleasures in life too much, for sure. But not as long-lasting, not as much meat to chew on as a Metal Gear game. Even the very first Metal Gear games for the MSX2 might have had more meat to chew on. There's something really interesting about how Metal Gear 1, as basic and bare bones and arguably skippable as it is, does have a cinematic narrative to it. When you read a manual to the game or a walkthrough to the game and play through it really fast, it's paced like an action movie. You get caught by the bad guys and have to break out of jail. There's shocking plot twists at the end before the final boss. I'm expecting there to be shocking plot twists, but I think the narrative that we're also playing our way through the gameplay ludologically is also not one that slots itself as nicely into timeless human archetypes of storytelling, either Western or Eastern. The other thing is that at this point in Kojima's career, I don't think he's embracing his actual Japanese Eastern culture. I mean, it's horny as hell, which is shameless Japanese thing. It's also got a heavy influence of living in a cyberpunk dystopia world, which Japan has been for like 50 years now, where the city lights are very intense. That's the background of the whole game. You're walking around, but you're also driving a car. It doesn't feel exotic. With the later Metal Gear games, things start getting weird at Metal Gear Solid 2 especially. Where and then in my Metal Gear Solid 3 black and white video, I feel like I noticed for maybe the first time, and I might have been one of the first fans to notice just how much that game looks like old Japanese movies that he did grow up watching on TV as reruns. And it seems like in this one, he's being a total Westaboo, and without maybe more nativism of the culture that he really grew up with, and ultimately does slot into more elegantly. It's just kind of an awkward, shallow imitation of Western media, whereas Metal Gear has some interesting, weird intersections going on between the two. Let's get some prettier pixel art on the screen and talk with Twitch chat, because I thought all that in like 60 seconds while peeing. And I'm interested to see how people react, because this is a beloved classic game and I'm having fun with it, but I am seeing angles of criticism appearing as I go through that are more interesting to talk about than just, duh, puzzles hard. Woo! Exit Turbo Cycle. The first thing we're going to see on this next screen is Hot Babe, right? Oh, there she is. You cannot not look at her. They don't let you just walk past her. You have to get face-to-face with her and have a conversation on your way inside. Look, investigate, ask. Gibson, gonna give us any clues? The other thing, I guess that is pretty unique about Japanese media, when they do the hot babes thing, they very often are significantly more complete characters than the eye candy characters are in Western media. Yeah, if Kojima ever did an actual... Come to think of it, what I'm about to say already happened. If Kojima ever did a James Bond-style imitative plot, the Bond girls would be much more fleshed out human characters. And sure enough, in Metal Gear Solid 3, they absolutely positively are, and everyone loves them for that. So, yeah, I'm not totally 100% on the mark here. I have not finished the game yet. I haven't played it enough times to actually talk about it to the respect that I'd want to here. But, yeah, that's something interesting. I was watching a non-gamer friend of mine play through Final Fantasy VII, and he was, really surprised that Tifa, the eye candy babe, potential love interest side character with huge boobs you can't not look at because her character design draws a giant circle around them, has a tragic backstory where you learn her entire life from like childhood to modernity, and she has very, very complicated things to say all the time that are very helpful. They're not stupid. In a lot of Japanese media, the eye candy babes are not idiots like they typically are in Western ones. And it's at least nice to see that that's the case here, too. Alright, let's see if everyone hated me for trying to get critical about Snatcher. Imagine the timeline where we got Penguin Adventure 4 Guns of the Patriots. I'm gonna be honest, I just wish he made more MGS1 style games. Oh man, there were a lot of responses. I got a lot of responses to scroll through here. try for her number again. Oh wait, did I miss it? Yeah, it's past. This universe manages to have movies, VR movies, and holographic movies. So many options. Was looking up Isabella Velvet, and a lot of her promo material has her suit as green instead of black. Police Knots is the most sequel-ish you can get. Yeah. Yeah, there was Police Knots, so there's at least another one of these. For some reason, why do I remember Police Knots being an actual point-and-click with a cursor on the screen? I remember clicking on your desk, clicking on windows with descriptions. I remember a very awkward subplot involving the main character falling in love with, like, his wife's new husband's daughter because the daughter reminds him of the wife, and it was really weird and uncomfortable. Maybe Kojima broke the rule about the Kojima babes being treated well than usual in that one. It did have 10 versions, just like Blade Runner. Blade Runner 2049 just came out too late to inspire Kojima. Imagine the timeline where we got Penguin Adventure Guns the Pages. Then SD Snatcher was supposed to be the quote-unquote sequel. Was it? I thought it was like a reimagining. You don't want to call it a remake because that word is fraught with associations. The SD Snatcher was supposed to be the sequel, then the home port starting with the PC engine added a third chapter that closes the plot out. I play Snatcher every Christmas and I kinda hate it! It's a standard Japanese adventure game following in the footsteps of Portopia. It's one of the best of its generation, but it's still a dime a dozen. Takes a lot from Blade Runner comparatively to other stuff. PC games in Japan were so much pornography. Yeah, but that's why the PC 88 version looks so much better than the others, isn't it? Because they got to hire those pixel artists who, what did I say in the Metal Gear video? Who knows how to employ visual tricks to make the beauty of the image look better than the sum of its parts. I feel like this was extremely experimental in 1988. That was just super early in the lifespan of the industry. Right, I'm playing the 1996 version, so maybe it doesn't feel like it for what I'm playing here. I feel like Metal Gear takes more from a lot of things. Yeah, me too. This is taking from, like, two things. This is taking from Snatcher and Terminator. This is taking from Blade Runner and Terminator. What else am I seeing here? It looks like Akira a lot of times. It's taking from like 3 or 4 things. Metal Gear is taken from a smorgasbord of other things, and then eventually Metal Gear becomes an exercise in taking from literally everything the man had ever gone through in his entire life. There's a very brief touch on class politics, but not really. Oh yeah, I did see that. I did read through the flavor text where they very briefly touch on class politics, but not really. As an outsider, Snatcher feels very Blade Runner. The game does get political later, but it feels kind of awkward and blunt. Want more comparison screens? Here's a whole bunch. Base instincts? More like based instincts. Yeah, but they call them that because they're basic. They're not very complicated, and you probably can't get very complicated with them unless you're Japanese, I guess. Japanese culture has absolutely reached the evolutionary peak of erotic stories where the eroticism is used for very complicated purposes to make the audience think very complicated thoughts about their life and what had led to them in their moment consuming the media. I'd argue that this game is more substantive than Metal Gear 1. Metal Gear 1 was really innovative, but this is more enjoyable play, IMO. We'll see. You can't be accused of Asian fetishism, at least. I think you're allowed to if you are an Asian yourself. There's more social commentary later, but won't spoil. Yeah, let's not spoil. I might have just said a bunch of stupid things just because I'm not towards the end yet. For a game about interlopers who can be anyone and attacked at any time, the game kind of lacks that Cold War paranoia you'd expect. Right, yeah, society seems like it's functioning pretty well. There was some flavor text about how spiky bushes became popular because of the Snatcher problem, and also about how mob violence was a problem for a while because of the Snatcher problem, but it seems like the Snatcher problem is not that big a deal. What, a couple rich people get whacked a year and society is like not really freaking out over it. Yeah, you move a cursor. There's a context. It did have a cursor. And you click all the boobs. PSX Saturn was 96. Who is your favorite philosopher from the Enlightenment? Man, fucking, I don't know. My favorite philosopher from the Enlightenment? Oh god, Kirby's holding a knife. He's gonna kill me if I don't say something like shit. God, I don't know. Sigmund Freud. I wanna check my email inbox real quickly. Make sure my smartphone's not missing. I might have to take care of some paperwork with. Nope, I just see advertising. So I'm gonna put them in the trash. That's just Saturn emulator. Sigmund Freud is my favorite philosopher from the Enlightenment. Investigative procedure. About this outer heaven, you should be able to learn something about the guy that Gibson was trying to track down. Haha. I think I'm good. We're gonna go to the computer room and type down what we learned from outer heaven, which is what he's gonna be talking about. Use Jordan. Let's make a montage! Create a montage! Oh, what? Oh, okay. Facial shape. Oh, I didn't even have to write that down! Bony. I guess number 5? Or maybe number 2? Or maybe number 3? Jeez. Definitely not 1, 4, or 5. But I see 2 that could be described as bony. Number 3, I think, looks the boniest. Correct answer! Oh good, Kirby's gonna spare me. Alright, now eyes were piercing, threatening. Okay, number 3 maybe? Or number 6? Or number 4? There's 3 possible eyes here. Which ones look the most piercing and threatening? I guess number 3 again. They can't all be number 3, can they? Also, this is extremely subjective. Shit, number 3. Okay, nose is pointy, like hers. Oh man, did I pick the wrong thing again? Oh, I keep picking the wrong thing. I hope they're the same through California state system. There we go, nose. Pointy. I guess number 3. That looks like the pointiest one on the list. That's the one that looks the most like a complete pointing arrow. Number 1 looks pointy, but not as pointy. Does it? Man, I don't know. Like, there's 3 possible options here. Okay, yeah, let's pick number 1 instead. She did say that the nose looks more like hers. And I remember... Nose number 1. I remember her nose looking more like number 1, even though number 3 is technically pointier. Mouth was thin. Lips peaking? What could that mean? Thin lips with mouth peaking. Number 3 again? Or maybe number 6? Maybe it means that the mouth was peaking? I like this guy. Hairstyle. Naturally flowing to the back with a widow's peak. Okay, here we go. However my version of looking at people works, naturally flowing, I always am able to tell people by their hair more than anything else. Okay. I feel like the eyes are the ones I feel the least confident about. It can't be all wrong. There's just... Let's just try the different eyes. So they were piercing and threatening. Let's try number 6. Maybe we should try a different mouth? Okay. Mouth was thin with lips peeking. And the lips peeking thing, I don't even know how to interpret number 5, but I'm just curious. What does number 5 look like on a face? What the hell? Oh, it's a dog's mouth! So, number 3. Let's try number 3. Thin lips. What in the world did she by peeking? Oh. Yeah, that's the good music. That means we did it. Okay. That's not very high. Ivan Rodriguez, air surfer, 27 years old. He might be too young. Oh no! I did play past this point back in the day, because I remembered Gillian sticking his gun in one of these guys' mouth. I must have been using a walkthrough. I had to have been. Probability 65. Well, that's worse. Taxi driver, Freddie Nilsson, 29. They're both Westerners. He has a wife. God, I was blazing through this back in the day. Certainly was using a walkthrough. To be frank, you're looking for a Snatcher. The idea of the human doesn't match much. Well, isn't one of these two humans supposed to be the Snatcher? So I totally remember the surfer guy in the beginning gets fucked up by some police violence here. Kiddo's Cavern, Ivan's apartment, Freddy's apartment. Okay. I think it does make sense. I must have been playing a fan-translated MSX version, because I have memories of things looking kind of like this, but not exactly like this. Freeman. Checking for multiple responses. I think I got everything I'll get under the look menu. Huh. Huh. That's not good. Stimulant. Isn't that what you do if you, like, need to get a lot of work done all night in grad school? Not if you need to pass the time as a homeless person? Should we start asking? Search for Ivan. Possessions. Yes. Hey guys, seen any snatchers? Ugh. Huh. Wait, is he gonna give me a tip? Background. That is actually interesting. So he likes that every day is an adventure. He used to be a square with a job, but then he got some kind of depressive spiral or something. Hello, fellow homeless. Are drugs available in this neighborhood? Ugh. Yeah, I guess, like, one way you can tell that this game at least had, for however basic the things it's exploring are, it was at least made by a guy with a brain on his shoulders, because this doesn't sound that unlike the conversation with the doom-spiraling idiot in Disco Elysium, where you had a surprisingly realistic explanation of becoming homeless from a middle-class background. Search for Ivan. Maybe if I show the photo of Gibson, I'll get something? No. Oops, wrong. That was a misclick, by the way. Ugh. Mask, photo, cache, events. Alright, let's go. I'll be able to escape out the window. Oops. button again. Can we, like, see how much he's using? Guess not. Oh, maybe we have to investigate. Oh, wrong button again. Yeah, why don't we? Maybe I did press the right button and I just thought I pressed the wrong button. Bum bum bum. Wait, what? Do I... Oh. Oh, okay. Am I... Oh, good. Wow, what a wonderful fantasy about how this works.
Did I kill him?
He has only lost consciousness. Excellent shot, Gillian, hitting him in the hand like that.
That's not exactly how I planned it.
What's he doing? No, it's not. He's not a snatcher. Are the trophies important? Threaten with gun! Keep ray gun from black market. Oh, did they actually count how long it takes you to shoot back? Threaten with gun, use Metal Gear. He has a suntan. He's a surfer. He's not a snatcher. Do we have to threaten with gun? Without a scanning warrant, I cannot. A visual inspection. Electric suction type cleaning device. Oh, there it is.
Well, man, don't shoot, don't shoot.
Gillian, while your earlier shot is justifiable as self-defense, killing this suspect would violate Section 5, Article 2 of the Junker Bylaws. You must first have concrete evidence that he is a snatcher.
Damn.
We should search his bathroom. We may find sunscreen there.
Good point.
Okay, let's move into the bathroom.
In a striped pattern. Why would it be in a striped pattern? Does he take baths with his clothes on? Hairfin. come out with the sunscreen above your hands. The tub is filled with dirty water. It doesn't look like it in the art. Sand residue. Bottle. Suntan. Yeah, he's obviously not a snatcher. And he's afraid of the cops because he's a poor guy who probably has some kind of illegal habits. Isn't he, like, already living in some kind of, unauthorized code-violating apartment? He's not... We should go. Gillian is not being a good cop right now. Investigate... look. Give him a break. He's just trying to have some fun, officer. I don't think I clicked on the airboard. Plastic bag. Is it drugs? Is that why he's so afraid of the cops? Bottle, airboard. Gate smell. Right, look. Oh, plastic bag, okay. Investigate plastic bag. These illegal drugs! What gave it away? Powerful stimulant that is killing a lot of its addicts. So I guess he likes doing stimulants that keep him surfing all day and doing nothing else.
So that about explains everything, doesn't it?
Yes, it appears that Ivan was simply trying to conceal the fact that he is a drug user.
And
Let him surf.
Plenty of suntan oil out there soaking up lots of ultraviolet rays.
He's not a snatcher.
And quite brown by those rays as well.
Give him a break.
But he doesn't have so much as a pimple. Not what I'd call your...
He's not even selling the dope. He just wants to chill out and surf all day and live a simple life.
Hey, I only do liquid sky, dude. Just once in a while. I swear. I don't touch anything else. Don't hurt me, man. Come on. Call me an ambulance, will ya?
He's young, he likes having fun.
care less if you're a buyer, a pusher, or what. What I want to know is if you're a snatcher or human.
He's not a snatcher.
His skin is healthy. There is no way he could be a snatcher and tan like that without developing melanoma.
Is this the plot twist?
Has just transmitted us a scan
Is Gillian the villain?
under the provisions of Section 18 of the Civil Code, Snatchers and the Protection of Citizens' Rights. I will hereby commence a full bioscan of Ivan. Analysis complete. Ivan Rodriguez is a completely normal Homo sapien.
I told you.
I keep telling you, dude. I ain't no snatcher or whatever. Now, would you please get me a doctor?
Why don't you just put some of your drugs on it?
Nothing wrong, man.
Friendly boys and narcotics will be here any time now. Save your breath for
Oh my god, he's ratting him out too.
Nothing. I'm just into air surfing. I just wanted to win the competition, man. I needed some money for that, okay? Hey, it's just drugs, man.
Well, Ivan Rodriguez sure wasn't our man.
Too bad for him that he happened to look like the snatcher we're after. That leaves Freddie Nielsen.
Nielsen. Could I have skipped that? I don't feel good about that. I really don't. Like Gillian was a complete unjustifiable asshole for that whole entire thing. I mean, he did get shot at. But after he shot the gun out of the suspect's hand, he quit being a fantasy good... Cops in real life don't shoot guns out of the perpetrator's hands, but they do ruin young people's lives who just otherwise want to live a simple life and do drugs every now and then. Maybe Kojima thought it would be funny. The line where he says, "Just put some drugs on it," was a very funny line, but it's like hard to tell if it was intentional or not. Age. Alright, I'm gonna go to the bathroom again. I've been drinking a lot of liquids. And we just progressed. Also, wasn't this guy significantly more normal? Like he has a wife and a steady job? Not like the surfer guy who just wants to get high and live off of surfing competitions? Use Metal Gear, save. I think we're at number 3 right now? Yeah. Alright, I'll be right back. I wonder if I'll have any complicated thoughts about criticizing Snatcher when I get back from this bathroom break. Hello, I'm back. Kojima had PTSD from the Penguin Surfer game. Maybe Kojima had a bad run-in with the surfer, I don't know. I think the creative gene he read like a Columbo novel. Wait, no, isn't Columbo like the archetypical fantasy good cop? I don't know, I've never actually seen Columbo. But yeah, Kojima loves Columbo too. So, there might be some Columbo influence in here I am incapable of spotting. Gillian, like... but I'll take the disarm. Oh my god. I think in the creative gene... George, please, Columbo never uses his gun. I don't know, I never saw Columbo. I just have read about how everyone likes Columbo, and Columbo's a fantasy good cop. And, like a wholesome depiction of one that's relatively non-controversial and comforting, wholesome comfort viewing for everyone. The thing I thought in the bathroom just now was, I don't care what Gillian said in the cutscene, I am not calling the cops on him. If whatever ludological narrative we're leaving that kid's story at is Gillian just trying to scare him straight in the cutscene, I'm not actually pressing the button that's going to ruin the rest of his life more than it already just got ruined just then. Okay, let's get back to it. Dormitory Okamoto. A rather lively neighborhood, isn't it? The building is right on the main street, quite convenient. I still feel bad about Rodriguez. Like, Even though he was doing drugs, he had initiative. Wasn't he actually winning the competitions? He wanted to live a simple life of doing drugs and surfing all day, but apparently he was also, like, good at it. He is contributing something worthwhile to his community. He's fine. Leave him alone. Let him grow a few years. He'll get out of it. Manhole. Drugs are the worst thing you can do in Japan. I think Police Knots feels more cyberpunk than Snatcher. Really? I'm not getting that feeling at all. I mean, Snatcher takes place at night in densely populated cities with the lights on, and the lights are colorful. And there's extreme wealth disparity. In Police Knots, I think I remember everyone kind of folding into a middle-class sludge of class-based demographics. There was high technology. Police Knots took place in simulated daytime. I remember a lot more of Police Knots taking place at the day. The worst I felt about the main character in Police Knots was when he was hitting on his wife's new husband's daughter. And for some reason, like, I feel really icky about what the main character just did here. I mean, hitting on his wife's new husband's daughter sure is weird, but at least, like, he didn't almost kill an innocent kid. Anyways, the remnant from before the automatic traffic system. Now it's being used for advertising. That is very cyberpunk right there. Repurposed traffic signs getting used for advertising because the city government wanted to phase in a new style of traffic signs but never got around to it in this particular neighborhood. That is very cyberpunk. I remember Wooly saying he's from the times of non-acceptance, like 2010. John Police Nuts is a transphobe. Oh, yeah. Oh, but that's extremely lightweight. It's a almost throwaway line at the very beginning that I think might almost hint at, like, something was on Kojima's mind. Like, he had to write that into the game, but then he wrote that the main character was not into it and had a disgust reaction. But he didn't just not put it in the game. Like, Kojima had smoking hot trans babes on his mind, even though he wrote the character is not being into it. He still wrote it. Like, it was an extremely quick throwaway line. I was not bothered by that as I was by the unnecessary police violence just now. I was pretty bothered by the incestual undertones. I was not bothered by the police violence. The police... Like, this was indulgent, almost. It was definitely not a throwaway line, and it was also not an overly interpretive Freudian slip of a guy who might, like, weirdly be... I just... The way it was, like, drawn, too, like you could see that the kid was terrified, and that Gillian was maybe enjoying that. I don't... Like, this feels... That did feel ickier. What do we need to investigate still? I think we need to investigate everything on the list. 202, where we're going? Turbo cycles. Yeah, isn't that the Snatcher's MO, though? Don't they take the identity of people who have money? And the young 20-something living off of sports competition money. Local sports competition money, not like big-scale professional sports competition money. He wouldn't have been a Snatcher victim anyway. Burner burn. Burner burn burn. Police Nuts I did totally interpret as lethal weapon. Police Nuts is totally Kojima doing lethal weapon. The robot had to stop him. Oh crap, I pressed the wrong button again. Why do they pick some of the least useful options on the top of the menu sometimes, but not all the time? So if you get into a habit of just mashing A, you're very, very likely to click the wrong thing. And I want to mash A because I'm reading this faster than it's playing on screen. Be very careful, Gillian! 30 minutes, I'm gonna have to wrap up and do a bit of bunny hop work. And a lot of condo work. Significantly more relaxed this week, but not exactly a restful and relaxation week. Right. Anti-crime systems. Kojima wasn't really thinking very hard for any of this, which hurts it a lot. Snatcher caught posing as local track king. Yeah, I am also remembering Police Notes going smoother. I don't remember if I was using a guide. It's likely that I was. Jesus Christ, I must have made that video 10 years ago. But, and I was making videos every week or other week back then, and so I had to have gone through it fast. But I don't remember getting stuck at puzzles. I don't remember the logic being as unintuitive here. And I also, like the moments where the main character was unlikable did not get as bad as that. As imitative as it was... Oh, maybe this is another thing. It did feel a little more exotic and unique. Because it was imitative of Lethal Weapon, the silly 90s action movie that Kojima likes. Sure, yes. It was also trying to be cinematic in the video game tradition that kind of stopped in the 2010s. But it was also, like, kind of sort of a takedown or a riff or a satirical criticization, a satirical criticism of a Verhoeven-esque satire on how space anime mechas are stupid, while simultaneously trying to indulge in them. And Metal Gear does that every now and then. I love the conversation with Sigint in Metal Gear Solid 3 where he talks about how a tank robot having legs is stupid because the treads do the same thing anyway. In Police Nuts, you read through exhaustive, complicated dialogue about how if human beings lived in space colonies and fought each other with giant robots, that everyone would get cancer, everyone's muscles wouldn't be developing properly, that, like, living in space like that wouldn't actually work. I guess it's interesting that we're not getting long, exhaustive takedowns about how living in a horrible cyberpunk dystopia with aggressive, stupid cops in charge of everything wouldn't work in real life, because that really is where real life went, didn't it? We're reading motion, that's very logical and normal. Why are they playing the exciting music, though? Anti-crime system. Save. There is also a very coherent thread between the characters of both games being unreasonably horny. Which is another funny juxtaposition with Metal Gear. In Metal Gear, your main character, at least, is always unreasonably asexual. The game itself is unreasonably horny, but it, like, almost makes a point out of how the main character is not interested in it. There are hot, sexy babes who are surprisingly complete characters who are throwing themselves at the hero, and Snake is like, "Oh no, I gotta do the mission." And it's, like, kind of treated like a joke until the end of Metal Gear 2 when it's, like, revealed as a really sad war trauma thing. Yeah, the horniness is like handled in a pretty different way in these point-and-click Kojima adventures compared to the Metal Gears that I think is more interesting in the Metal Gears 2. In the Metal Gear games, you have a horny Japanese video game, but it also has a brain about it. It's not as leeringly indulgent. It gets to have its cake and eat it too by doing it in a way that has aged more gracefully. Solid Snake is very bi. Snake flirts a little. Only a little? Oh, the other thing is like, he does a lot more flirting over the phone than in person. Okay, let's try one more time. There we go. I'm a junk... Open up, I'm a junkie. I've got a few questions to ask you about junk. Open up, I'm a junkie.
A junker?
I was not expecting that.
Please use extreme caution.
I like how Metal Gear is really not
Woman?
okay with us right now after what we just did in the previous apartment. Is this the home of Freddie Mercury? Yes, it is. You are. I'm his wife. Exactly what... Oh, wait. I think I... Oh, no. Oh, no. The comparison screenshots about the censorship in Japan versus the Western versions may have spoiled what's going to happen to her. Oh, wait. No, she's not the Snatcher. Is she Freddy as a suspect? As a matter of fact, we're investigating your husband on the suspicion that he may be a Snatcher. Lisa, round room. Investigate Lisa. I'm afraid I have to investigate you. What does this verb mean? It doesn't always mean, like, frisking a suspect. It means a lot of different things. Wait, she said that? Oh my god. Some kind of map on the wall. Doesn't go with the rest of the interior. And then, like, yeah, ask is a different verb. Why is the map a thing? Okay. Investigate. Moscow. Okay, the catastrophe was the epidemic. Is she a secret Russian spy or something? Gillian doesn't do that much lecherous flirting if you don't choose those prompts. They're never plot critical. Okay, here's the thing though, Trig the Discovery. The design of the gameplay encourages you to press everything multiple times just in case. In Police Knots, you could not click on the boobs and go through the game maybe without ever realizing you could do that in the first place. I don't remember not noticing it though. But in here, like, I feel like I've already... Like, with, wasn't the dancer, like, didn't I actually get something plot critical out of that? I feel like plot critical things have been in there before, and I've been conditioned into it. My husband's a Snatcher. Also, I don't think we actually have proof that... Wait, sneeze? Huh? I don't think we have proof that the husband is a Snatcher either. It's just that the husband was accompanying a cop who was investigating Snatchers when they were eating illegal food at a sexy nightclub. Montage. Oh, yeah, I bet she's the Snatcher. Meaning of map. Oh, wait! In the intro, they did kind of hint that there might be some connection between a Russian bioweapon and the Snatchers. There was also a male and a female Snatcher at the scene of Gibson's murder. Kind of. Oh man, are they like shading half her face with the eye poking out to foreshadow that she's a Snatcher? Now she has a toothache. Oops, wrong button. Ready. Health. Beagle Jerusalem. Oh yeah, that's a boomer cultural reference point. Everyone's watching the moon landing at the same time. Friend's brother is the pilot of it. Very specific. Getting a lot more Snatcher vibes from here than I was in the last place, that's for sure. What's my timer at 28 minutes? No, 18 minutes. Maybe she would have some kind of reaction if she killed him. Ready. I thought you had a toothache. What did I miss?
This isn't enough to prove that our Freddie Nielsen is a snatcher.
What I missed was clicking the look button 3 times.
Evidence, we cannot get a scanning
Right,
warrant.
so someone just mentioned that. Like, I had to click the look button on the sexy Kojima babe woman 3 times
No,
to progress the plot.
investigate your bathroom.
Really? Whatever. Please, go right ahead.
And not the one who is an in-universe professional sexy babe person who wants you to look at her. Okay, so we're looking for an excessive amount of sunscreen, I guess? Funny about the bathtub. Oh, really? What is it? Oh, faucet. That all? I can detect no residue. Doesn't exist. Wait, is that all? Why did they keep mentioning that? Why did they even fold the artwork over? Why is the bathtub important? There's gonna be sunscreen, isn't there? Gibson.
There's no mistake. Freddie Nielsen is a snatcher. Gillian, with this much evidence, there will be no difficulty getting a scanning warrant.
I'd be the wife.
We've got you now, snatcher scum.
Oh my
So,
god.
you figured it out, huh?
Who's that?
Bum bum bum. Oh look, there's rim lighting.
All about us, do you, junker?
That wound.
Jean did that to her.
Die, junker!
Oh, it has to be the head, okay. That's really good pixel art, though. Yeah.
Those things don't go down easy.
I remember what that looks like from the version comparison screenshots. They always pick this one. It appears to be dead. Tough as heck. We're a very serious, edgy game for adults, so we say that things are tough as heck. So maybe Sega decided to market this as a cheaper alternative to making a sequel to Lethal Enforcers. In the early 90s when video games were getting controversial for having blood and stuff. But similarly to Metal Gear, it never really sold itself off of the merits of being edgy alone, because it's not exploitation, it's really like smart about it. Anyway.
So it was Lisa and Freddie who killed Jean.
Freddie, that's right. So where's he?
We can contact the junk collection team later. Let's get out of this apartment for now.
Oh, so the
We're outside now.
might have been a husband and wife team that killed the previous cop.
What the? A light just came on. There's not supposed to be anybody in there.
Perhaps
He
Freddy
come
has
back to
returned.
life?
There's only one entrance, and we're standing right next to it. How did he get in there?
Shall we investigate?
Are we going back in? I'm a junkie, open up. Wait, okay, so if we're investigating possible exits that she might have escaped from, why would she turn the lights on her way out?
Metal, open it.
Okay, now establishing Alpha 1 link. Link made. Executing search for...
She hacking into it with Wi-Fi?
Hurry it up.
Just a bit longer. I'm in Alpha 1's maintenance records for the MR district. Lock code found. Now opening the door.
Yeah, he hacked it in. He hacked the door with Wi-Fi. What a security vulnerability. They should just use a lock, a normal, ordinary lock with no electricity. Look around area, look at remains. Oh, so she didn't come back to life. In condition, it hasn't touched. Listen? Oh, I bet it's... Is it the map? Oh, wait, I already... I guess I gotta click these multiple times. I guess I had to. The ambiguity. Man, maybe the thing about this ambiguity is that it's good every now and then, but not for the whole game. I was talking about this last week about how thrilling it sometimes is to, in Kojima games sometimes, to try out every option on the controller, and the way you progress is trying out every option on the controller. On the way there, not any one option will do anything, but the combination of them all will have you progressing. But they don't do it for the whole game. Bathroom.
Huh? The bathtub is empty. That thing was filled with water just a few minutes ago.
Did he escape through the bathtub? Was he hiding in the...
This room.
Was he hiding in the bathtub water? Bum bum bum! Oh, that was cool. They foreshadowed that. Aim it for... Oh, that happened really fast. That wasn't exactly at Freddy, but... Did I fail? Oh, no, I got it. Cool. Wow, that was surprisingly well animated.
That was close. You're lucky I was here to save your skin. Who are you? Me? Random Hajil.
Bounty hunter. As the junker profession is so dangerous, their numbers have fallen dramatically over the past few years. As a result, the government decided to put a price on Snatcher's heads in order to encourage private citizens to cooperate in the effort to track them down. Naturally, these bounty hunters must register with the authorities.
You said your name's Random, right? What did you do? Follow me here?
Yeah, you got it. Investigations aren't my style. You track them down, I take them out.
You have the legal obligation to state your bounty hunter registration number. Please do so now, immediately.
Oh my god, look at how he's dressed.
75001 Random Hajil. That's
What a name.
R-A-D-O-M-H-A-J-I-L-E.
BH75001, Random Hajil. That's confirmed. I officially recognize you as a legal bounty hunter. Wow. Gillian, records indicate that he has already disposed of 3 Snatchers just this month. Counting Freddy, that makes 4.
4?
I've been at this a lot longer than you have. Just relax, rookie.
So wait, the Junkers are also bad at their job in universe?
You might might already know, but Snatcher's weak point is their artificial skin. If they sit out in the sun too long, they get cancer. That's why they set up a hospital to treat this little problem of theirs. You find it, you can take them out, roots and all.
Where did you get all your information? Wait a sec. You stole it from Gibson, didn't you?
That's not really important. But now that Gibson's out of the picture, I need you to get busy.
I track him down and you junk him. Is that the idea?
Anyhow, it seems Gibson found that hospital. He must
Is
have
that a
left behind some information
monocycle?
What do you mean, seems? Don't you know anything about it?
Hey, investigations are your job, right?
I owe you one, Random.
Yeah, I'll get it out of you later. See ya, Junker boy.
A Snatcher-controlled hospital, eh? There's bound to be more than a few of them in there.
Oh my god! We're going to go raid a hospital now. That was only Act 1? I thought I was like halfway through the game. Would you like to save your investigation? Yes, as a matter of fact, I would like to make a save state. How nice! They give us X, like Metal Gear Solid 4. We know that it's time to stop playing for the night. Kojima doesn't want us to keep playing all night right now. Was I supposed to play that whole thing in one night? That's a lot. Yeah, let's put it on slot 1. Actually, yeah, let's make the X correlate with the numbers. Now continuing the investigation. That's what you thought, but let me just make sure I'm saving a state. Save state slot 1. Let me make sure I'm saving it extra good slot 9, because I had a problem last time I played this where I lost a bit of progress that I made up for in like 3 minutes. I'm gonna run to the bathroom, be right back, and then we're gonna talk about Snatcher. Yay, this is fun. Even though I was talking shit about it earlier, this is fun. This is a fun game. Even though Gillian is a soul cop, it's a fun game. Okay. Hello. Hello and welcome. Holy shit, Sting, I love your music. Yeah, there's only 2 and 1 is dead. They're underfunded. Englishman in New York is a great song. I think it's reasonable to break up Act 1 into 2 parts. The game thins out as you progress. The adventure game puzzles are especially front-loaded. Hello, Chunk Gopher. You, showed up right in time to see me leave. Yeah, wow, this is great. This is a lot of fun. A lot of complicated emotions have been processed. It's art, it's literature. Anyone who played games in the PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2 era never should have questioned whether or not video games are art, because even then stuff like this was there before. You go through a wide range of human emotions. You gotta use your brain. You gotta think. Your brain will think through a wide range of emotions. You get mad, you get glad, you get horny, you get sad. You think complicated things about the real world and the human beings behind the process. This is good. This is good stuff. puzzles are weird, the menus are weird, they are unpolished, they are old. Makes me wonder how good of an idea it was to be following in the footsteps of Portopia in the first place and not doing something more creative. It kind of almost seems like the game design is mismatched with the menus. Remember how I was in the office and I kept wanting to investigate a chess piece and cross-reference it against the chessboard on the table, and you couldn't because the menus were there? It's like the adventure that Kojima wrote out involves a certain interest in tactile feelings of things, but the menu that the game is built in through doesn't give you the same opportunities that almost seem to be intended by some stuff. It's rough. Early Kojima is rough. That is to be expected, but it's good. Early Kojima is good. That is to be expected. So, what happened in the plot so far? Let's see if I can remember this after a week of short-term memory fading and me having to dig this out from medium-term memory. In the very beginning of the game, you're given a prologue where it says that, almost something like 50 years before the game takes place, in 1997, a mysterious plague breaks out across the planet because of a bioweapon, a virus, was it bacteria or virus? A bioweapon, a microscopic organism that eats your good stuff from the inside out. Escaped from a lab in Russia. The spooky Russians are up to no good. And it decimates the world's population. Millions die. But humanity recovers by the time the game begins. In between, they tell you that even though, and it's obviously going to be important to the plot later on in the game, because other shit happens, is almost more relevant to what's happening in the game's timeline. There's a World War III that the intro doesn't go over, because apparently it's not actually that big of a deal. The plague was worse. The plague was catastrophic and bad, and rewrote social rules. A lot of Eastern Europe became an underpopulated wasteland. The rest of the world did not fare well either. So a World War III gets fought over the now unclaimed wasteland of some chunks of Siberia. But like World War III is contained relatively locally. In these Siberian wastelands where not a lot of civilians get caught in the crossfire and starve or die of some other plague as a result of the war. Humanity colonizes Mars by the 2050s. The computer technology turns into a surveillance state of overpowered police having data on everyone, but also the government in Neo Kobe seems weirdly more permissive than I think real-life governments have gotten in the real-life cyberpunk dystopia and how it usually is in the media. Like, don't they kind of mention that the dynamics of how the politics of Neo Kobe kind of sort of start with an illegal activity gradually gaining social acceptance until the government then begrudgingly legalizes it? And that this has been going on for a couple decades. And yeah, they talk about how they're driving a black taxi that's a manually controlled taxi in a world where automated self-driving Waymo taxis are the only legal taxi transportation option according to the government. But then when the public preferences, the tastes of the market decide that they want manned taxis again, they're going to legalize them in a few months anyway. The government in the cyberpunk dystopia being weirdly permissive towards dissidents, and also like allowing the whole free man unregistered quadrants of the city to exist and not really cracking down on them very harshly. That seems weirdly optimistic by cyberpunk dystopias. The World War III not being the horrible catastrophe that kills millions and redraws the maps in political society, that also seems weirdly optimistic by cyberpunk standards. But anyways, that's the flavor text in the background. And at some point, what was it, 7 years before the game's events take place, Snatchers start showing up. And it's really weird and mysterious. Android people who are like people, except that they have a far less homicidal inclination towards violence, show up and start brutally murdering people in ridiculously gory fashions too, like they like tearing bodies up and scooping the goop out or something. Start showing up and killing people and stealing their identities. And and the intro tells us that before then showing the main character and his wife, both of whom have amnesia. And the main character says, "I've decided to become a junkie," and that's like his first line in the voice-acted game. I think I would be kind of disappointed if it turns out that they're Snatchers and that's supposed to be the plot twist. I'm expecting the plot twist to be more complicated than that. I am expecting them to be revealed as Snatchers or a Snatcher-like creature at some point, but with a more plot... something else has got to happen. If you've watched Blade Runner, you would know ahead of time that it would be revealed that the man and his wife who have amnesia and are being employed by the Snatcher cops to track down Snatchers might be Snatchers themselves, because Snatchers might be weirdly good at it. Also, like, the enthusiasm with which he chases Snatchers and the paranoia with which he chases Snatchers and his own proclivity towards violence. Yeah, maybe this is actually a thing. Maybe he was such an asshole when interrogating the Rodriguez surfer stoner guy. Maybe he is overcompensating. It's projection. Maybe he is a Snatcher. He might not know it, but there's some like psychological layer where he so very desperately does not want you to think that he's a Snatcher that he is suspiciously enthusiastic about making sure he proves that you know he's not a Snatcher. Look at how desperately and how enthusiastically and how earnestly and obsessively he cares about tracking down Snatchers, right? How in the world would someone like that possibly ever be a Snatcher? So anyways, the game begins where the guy and his wife have amnesia, and the guy decides to take a job being a Snatcher detective, a Snatcher hunter, because the job market is not great and he was formerly a soldier, and I guess having a itchy trigger finger when it comes to violence is a good thing to have when you sign up to be a Snatcher hunter. But then again, there's also the bounty hunters who are like also Snatcher hunters, and they sound like they're better at it. Like, your little robot sidekick was like, "Wow, this guy's so good at catching Snatchers, he did it 3 times as fast as you." But anyways, it's your first day on the job at the Snatcher Detective Agency, and you get a distress call from a fellow junkie who is being attacked by Snatchers, and you show up too late, and he's been murdered by Snatchers in a horrifically gory fashion where it seemed like they enjoyed making the body look as goopy and disgusting as possible. Same thing with the robot. Like, they fucked up his robot buddy in a really, really barbaric way. A male and a female escape. You follow a trail of evidence left by the victim, beginning with a key to his personal office, leads you to his house where you meet his daughter, who is a weird sex object person. He has a disc for an old computer where he talks about how he was investigating that they were using sunscreen, which the Bounter also already knew. The bounty hunter. Junker, Snatcher, Bounter. You know what? We're calling them Bounters. The Bounter apparently already knew that Snatchers get skin cancer, and this is something that's preventing them from incorporating themselves into society long term. But the big mysterious question is, like, why? Why do the Snatchers want to take people's identities and live otherwise normal long-term lives until people find out that they're robots, at which point they go crazy? If they are, like, people, like, with minds that think in languages that are capable of living normal lives, why don't they want to? Do they fear how society treats others and minorities? Because I think I did mention earlier that Neo Kobe is like a weirdly optimistic sort of depiction of a cyberpunk dystopia where all the different groups of people are existing in some kind of harmony. Boy, oh boy, yeah, illegal immigration sure is tolerated a lot more smoothly there than it is in real life. It's almost hard to imagine Japan, uh, operating a giant, huge metropolis city as a safe haven for immigration, like they do in the game here. Yeah, that's another thing that I think is a big spooky mystery. If Snatchers are basically android people, why don't they want to live normal lives like people? Why do they want to kill people and steal their identities and then go into homicidal killing sprees when they get found out? That's the big mystery that I guess we'll find out later. I probably shouldn't even look at the Twitch chat in case of even accidental spoilers, come to think of it. Okay, so anyways, you follow a trail of evidence left behind the murdered junkie. On his pockets, he had a note that said "Search his house," with a little picture of a disc. In his desk, he had the disc. So you put the disc in and find out that Snatchers like buying black market sunscreen in large quantities at cheap prices from the black market that is also very permissively tolerated by the government. The cops are cracking down on Snatchers. They're not cracking down on all the other more victimless illegal black market crimes. There's drugs going on and the cops aren't cracking down on that. There's black markets and the cops aren't cracking down on that. There's a lot of people, millions upon millions of people, circumventing ID laws, and the government does not seem to be cracking down on that. The government almost seems like it wants to incorporate them and treat them like normal people after some sort of process. So you follow the sunscreen to the sunscreen store that has a partnership with a nightclub where they serve buffalo. And you realize that the detective was eating buffalo with a Snatcher family, a couple, a husband and wife. And he might have had them uncovered until maybe he learned too much and they decided to murder him in the Snatcher fashion that was told to us in the prologue. So I think that pretty much is where we are, right? That's the plot summary so far. Amnesiac, probably Snatcher cops called junkies are following a trail of a murdered Snatcher cop to track down two Snatchers. And once you do, a bounter is revealed who kind of saves the day. We still don't really know what Snatchers are, where they came from, what they have to do with the plague that originated in Russia 50 years ago. If they have anything to do with the plague that originated 50 years ago. Maybe they're fucking aliens. We don't know why they're so happy about killing people, or why they might not be happy about it, but why they do it. Why they're so adamant about killing the people they're stealing identities from. Why they don't want to make their own identities and live in society more like normal people do. We still don't know what Snatchers are, what drives them, what their motivation is. There are still some compelling mysteries to uncover here. Along the way, we have been enjoying clever writing, good writing, with a very good sense of humor, very good localization. Thank you, Jeremy Blostein. A very awkward handling of 90s puerile, horny Japanese sexuality. And also some clearly artistically imitative instincts coming out. Kojima has mentioned this himself. Everyone who does art criticism is going to mention that in an artist's early years, hell, I think this is just like a psychological truth of being a human, is that your first works of art are going to be almost purely imitative. You can even see this in the early Bunny Hop videos. Human beings imitate other people's styles before coming up with their own. That's oftentimes because coming up with your own style is the result of learning from mistakes, learning just how shamelessly imitative your first attempts are going to be. Metal Gear is imitative of Escape from New York movies. Snatcher is imitative of Terminator and Blade Runner. Both are heavily influenced by Japanese anime, but not as explicitly imitative as they are of Western stuff. Okay, let me very carefully read Twitch chat and respond. Cold War shenanigans. Oh, man. I just saw Cold War shenanigans. I wonder if that's actually the explanation. Oh, man. Yeah, what if the Snatchers were a Cold War weapon that the Soviet Union was developing at the end of the Cold War before it collapsed, and they escaped? But, like, they're thinking, they're speaking, they're capable of lying, they have a conscience. They should know that the Cold War is over and that if they want to live like humans, there are better ways to do it than by making enemies with humans. So sure, Cold War shenanigans might be an explanation, but not the full explanation. The Freeman as well. Doesn't seem like there's vagrancy laws. I think there's implied to be largely vacant parts of the city due to Snow 9. Was Decker a replicant? The dead Junker's daughter, yeah, is 18 in this version, but 14 in the original, which, woof. Even the Ainu, Neo Kobe is made of reclaimed land, which is a factor. I wonder how much Hong Kong was an inspiration, a multicultural, semi-autonomous city-state. The big difference is Hong Kong was Britain's default as a kind of throwaway gateway to the Chinese market, where Neo Kobe is implied to be Japanese, which makes less sense. She has a map of the Kremlin on her wall. Right. Are the Snatchers nostalgic about Cold War competition? Are they programmed to Are they programmed from back in the Cold War days to assassinate and take the lives of wealthy NATO allied? I was about to say Westerners, but by Cold War alliances, Japan basically is a Western country. Oh man, I hope that's not this plot twist. Are Snatchers a Cold War weapon developed by the Soviet Union to assassinate and then imitate Westerners and then feed their spy data back to the Soviet Union? Oh no, it's Spy Kids all over again. I never saw Spy Kids. I should probably stop thinking about this and let the memories get hazy for next week, because Kojima games are usually smarter than that. That was a lot of fun. Thanks for watching. Sorry for the technical difficulties and the break to do some emergency paperwork. I will be back next week to play more Snatcher. I'll be back at the end of the week to play more Resident Evil 2 Remake with the fixed camera angles. Both of those are fun. I'm having fun. Times are a little bit more fun right now. Please watch my videos. I'm back and I'm doing fun stuff and important stuff.